This video here is just something I made for a little bit of fun. I was out shooting some handguns, my Star BM pistol, and I always bring my guns that I kind of use for concealed carry and practice with them. I have my Taurus Millennium G2 P111. I brought that out with me to the range also. So I said, you know what, let me make a video just comparing, because surprisingly enough, they're both in the same price range. One is a military surplus or police surplus, kind of a collectible gun, and the other one is a fairly common gun you can find everywhere. So I figured I'd make a video comparing the two guns, pros and cons, as a handgun to each other, the features and that. And then I do have some footage where I shoot to both of them at the same distance of, I think, 8 yards, and see how we do. So let's start, and this is just for fun, and we'll go over and take a look at both guns and see how they stack up to one another. Okay, here we have the two pistols. Now we'll start with the Star BM. It has a 4-inch barrel, 8-round magazine, okay, fixed sights. They're driftable, and the rear sight is the only adjustment you have. And then I went and painted the front sight to add a little high visibility to it. Okay, and then we have the Taurus, which has an adjustable rear sight for elevation and windage. Has a 3-dot high vis system. And has a 12-round magazine as compared to 7. This has a 4-inch barrel. This has a 3.2-inch long barrel, I believe. So when we put them kind of side to side, you got a little bit more compactness with the Taurus, slightly. Now, also, when you're thinking of a defensive gun or concealed carry gun, you look at the weight. Let's get our scale here. The Taurus unloaded, or the Star unloaded weighs in at 2 pounds and 2 ounces. Unloaded. The Taurus unloaded weighs in at 1 pound, 5.5 ounces. Okay, so it's lighter. That does make up, you know, weight. If you're going to carry the gun on your person, weight is a factor. So that's one pro for the Taurus against the Star. Now, as for the liability, this pistol with something like generic round American Eagle full metal jacket functions perfectly, no problems. Same thing with the Taurus. Okay, not a problem. As for your more expensive defense rounds, your hollow points and all this other ammunition, defense ammo with specialized bullets, I'm not sure. That ammunition's quite expensive, and I'm basically just out shooting for fun. I don't carry those defense rounds with me in the pistol. I just carry just regular ball ammo is good enough for me. But I know a lot of people would want that, like critical defense or something. I can't say honestly how they function in either one of these guns. But if you use just standard ball ammo, they're on an equal footing as far as function. Now, as far as the Star goes, like I said, the sights are a little lacking. You do have a manual safety. Disassembly is fairly easy. I don't think either one of these is more difficult to disassemble than the other. The Star is more old-fashioned, you know, where this is basically like a Glock. You yank down on a takedown thing and slide it off. So you could say this is a little bit more simple to disassemble than the Star. Now this pistol also is striker fired. You have your trigger safety and you have a manual safety. Or with the Star, you have the manual safety and a half cock notch you can use as a second safety. Cock and lock the gun. The Taurus also has a loaded chamber indicator. So when you place a cartridge in there, you can feel it, you can see it, and it's tactile. You can, in the dark, you can see that you have a live round in the chamber. Where the Star BM has no loaded chamber indicator at all, okay, whatsoever. This gun is manufactured out of solid steel all the way around, is durable. Probably over time this gun won't wear out as fast. A lot of these newer polymer frame guns, over a period of time, I believe, and again this is my personal opinion, they wear out faster than a steel frame gun. But maybe not. In normal usage, it won't matter. I was talking in service where you fire tens of thousands of rounds through them is the only way you'd see a handgun wear out. The average person, unless you're competing or do an awful lot of shooting, would never get to the point where they'd wear a gun out in a lifetime, I believe. I said unless you're, competitively shooting and go through tens of thousands of rounds of ammo a year. So that's kind of not a point, but just from a perspective. Also, the Taurus, on the frame here, you can mount a laser, or the frame has a slot to mount an accessory, light, laser, whatever. To me, personally, the point is moot because I don't use these things on my pistols. Especially a defensive gun that would be in a dresser drawer in the glove compartment of the car, and that's how I carry my defense guns. I don't carry it on my person. I'll keep one in a vehicle, and I have one on the nightstand in a drawer. I don't live or believe I'm in a situation where I have to actually carry a concealed weapon on my person. Fortunately. That may change someday, but you can get holsters and that readily available for both guns, so that's not a problem. So what it comes down to is, again, personal choice. Like I said, it's a close run. Some people, like my wife, likes this older solid frame pistol. She shoots it better, has more control over it. The weight of the gun and the fact that it's all metal is more desirable to her. She tells me that these polymer frame guns sting her hands when she fires them, which I could believe. My hands are not sensitive whatsoever anymore, the years of working. So it's kind of a close toss-up. As far as accuracy goes, and the one thing that the Star has going against it, and when we get to the point where I shoot them side by side, the one thing, when I grab the Star and I hold it correctly, it fits in my hand well and everything, and I mean when I shoot it, I can shoot it well, but when this hammer comes back, it has a tendency with the skin on my hands to nip me and kind of busts open. It tears the skin on the web of my hands. So that is the one thing and the one reason. I was going to keep this around, do some videos with it, and I was going to sell it, but my wife seems to like it, and this would be a good gun for her to have somewhere around the house or something. She can handle it. She's not afraid of it. She can handle it well, shoot it, hit what she's shooting at, and she feels comfortable with it. See, to me, it's like, I pick it up, fire it, and I'm going to cut open my hand. So that's the only downside about it. This here, I don't have that problem with. I can actually control this because the grip, okay, is textured and a little bit wider. And actually they're about the same width, okay, even though this is single stack. But this gun, like compared to the 709 Slim, I had a couple of them, I kind of sold them because I prefer this firearm over the 709. It's got a little bit wider grip area where I can get better control over it and hold on to it. And then plus, it doesn't come even close to clipping my hand. And another thing about this gun is, even though it's striker fired, you got your second strike capability in case of some sort of malfunction, misfeed, or say it hangs up a little, or you got a hard primer. Whereas single action, well, you could recock this. So yeah, you could do that before you have to clear it. So that point is moot there. Okay, as far as mag releases, both of them have a button style mag release, which this one does not drop free, but the mag release is right there. And it's easy to reach, sticks out, you can get to it. This one, same deal, mag release is there, magazine drops free, can easily load the other. So Taurus wins on that one. So you can hit the mag buttons fairly easily, but this one will drop free where the Star does not want to do that. And I can feel it must be that magazine disconnect dragging on there. Okay, and that's another thing. This has a magazine safety, which for some people might be a good idea. You keep your pistol in one place, the magazine in the other, the gun will not function without it. You can actually leave the gun out and just lock up the mag, or keep it on your person. One or the other. That's another thing to think of. But that's just kind of my quick thoughts on it. And just fooling around, just something to talk about. I know I made a video about can military surplus guns or CNR, carry-on relic guns, be used for self-defense or whatever. And like I said, they're both in the same price range, under $300, so they're not expensive weapons. And I think it kind of boils down to, like this here, you got a lifetime guarantee, and this pistol, as you use it and it wears, and that will depreciate in value. This pistol, because it's no longer manufactured, can be considered a firearm, or a collectible firearm. Over time, say you just buy this in a box, put it away, and as the supply dries up and they don't sell them anymore, 5 to 10 years from now, you can sell this gun for more than what you paid for it. A lot of the military and older guns no longer manufactured appreciate in value over time, without being brand new or pristine, okay? They'll go up in value, where this pistol, the more you use it and the more it wears, it goes down in value. So that's one thing to consider. If you just want one gun and you were thinking of getting one, like I said, it comes down, each person is different, each person's situation is different, and what they like or feel comfortable with is probably a deciding factor. But just for the fun, I would discuss the pros and cons one way or the other on these two guns, because they're quite similar. And when we go into the part where I shoot it, in all fairness, I did a lot better with this Taurus. Of course, I was out practicing with it, past month or so, and put about 300 rounds through it. And with the star, I was trying, you know, like I said, keep harping on it. I had to lower my grip and hold it. I hold it a tad bit uncomfortable. I can shoot it, and probably if I practiced and got used to it, I could shoot it very well as that. It's just that it's something I have to work around without, you know, getting my hand, the web of my hand pinched. So, if I was going to choose just for one to knock around and keep, it would be this one. It would be the gun I would use. This one here, like I said, because it ain't one thing, you know, your life depends on it, you fire it and the next thing you know, you got blood running down your hand. But it's a good quality gun. I like shooting it. Both of them are. So that's my little fun video, just fooling around, discussing it. I know a lot of the subscribers and viewers like to discuss things like this, just gun talk. So, you know, leave your comments, and then I'll go on, I'll add on when I took them out to the range and shot them side by side and show you the difference and my results. Alright, you're empty. Seems that Mrs. Cobra 49 has taken a liking to my Star BM pistol. You can handle that alright? Yep. You like it?
Yep, it's good.
What?
Shooting low.
You gotta just practice a little more and get used to the gun. The recoil on that's pretty snappy.
It's nice.
Alright. Before we start, one thing, I've shot this pistol several times, and what happens is if I choke up too much on it, the hammer comes back and bites the weapon in the hand. So I have to shift my grip and get it a bit lower, and I'm okay. Other than that, that's the only problem I've had with the gun. The gun has functioned 100% the few times I've fired it. So now we're going to go put it through a few rounds through. And about 8 yards. Alright, so at 8 yards, we didn't do too terrible. Got some in the 10 ring, drifting a little. And again, you know, I've shot several handguns prior to making this video, so I'm not fresh, well rested. But still, I keep them all on the paper. They group pretty good. Just a matter of getting used to the gun. Like I said, I had to change that grip. And even the misses didn't do too bad. You know, stringing pretty good. Just, again, it's more practice and getting used to the gun. It does have, compared to a full-size pistol, it does have a little bit of a snap to it, you know, being a short-barrel gun. And that's just something you have to get used to with practice. But for a gun that's, you know, $300 on the surplus market, functions perfectly, and the accuracy is not too terrible. Alright, while I was out here fooling around with compact 9s, I got my Taurus Millennium G2. And I'm just going to shoot it side by side to see how it compares with the Star. Big difference is these are 12 round magazines compared to the 7 rounds in the Star. Sights are more modern and more high visibility. And these guns are probably in the same price range. Okay, let's go take a look at the targets. Okay, with the Taurus, a lot more in the bullseye in the red. They seem to all kind of drift over to the left, but on center. Whereas with the Star that I just shot in the other video, they're in there, but they have a tendency to go low, but still closer to the center. And like I said, both of these guns are about in the same price range. One is modern, the other's an older military surplus gun. I guess it all comes down, well, as far as performance, probably more practice with the Star. I'd do better, almost as good as this. The Taurus, even though it's a polymer frame, more modern gun, like I said, the sights are adjustable, more high visibility. Kind of a close toss-up. It's probably your preference. The thing about this Millennium G2 is the grip in my hand feels real good, and you know, it gives me more control with the wider grip fits in my hand. That's probably the one advantage this gun has and why I shot better. Okay.